Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss about Teachers Day. So, first of all, happy Teachers Day to all the teachers of the entire world. And you may wonder that why we are discussing Teachers Day today, because everyone knows that 5th September is regarded as a Teachers Day. But in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about history and significance of the teachers, and we are also going to discuss about the current scenario in teaching world. So this thing is very important from your exam perspective, and it can come in your essay paper, in your ethics paper, and also in your GS2 paper. So this topic is very important from your exam perspective. Moving to the points of discussion. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, and then a brief about Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, and then what is the history behind this Teachers Day, and then what is the current scenario of the teaching world. Is it good or is it bad? We will study in Indian context, and then practice question for prelims and mains. So going to the news part. So everyone knows that 5th September is regarded as National Teachers Day. And why it is regarded as a National Teachers Day? Because we give tribute and we mark the contribution and achievement of all the teachers of India. And this day is also the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So this is the brief news. Moving to the next slide. So next slide is about Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan is the first vice president of India and the second president of India, and he was regarded as intellectual philosopher of the 20th century, and he has given immense contribution to the teaching world, and he was also vice chancellor of Andhra University as well as BHU, which is Banaras Hindu University. So he has given lots of contribution to the teaching world, and he has written a book also. The name of the book is The Philosophy of Rabindranath Tagore in 1970, and he has mastered in philosophy. So this is a brief introduction about Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, and in order to mark his teaching career or achievement in teaching world, this day is celebrated. So moving to the next slide. So next slide is about why Teachers Day is celebrated. So everyone knows that on 5th September Teachers Day is celebrated. So on 5th September, few students of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan went to that we want to celebrate your birthday. Then Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan says that, if you want to celebrate my birthday, don't celebrate it as my birth anniversary or birthday, celebrate it as a Teachers Day. So on that day, we started celebrating 5th September as a Teachers Day. So this is a brief history behind this Teachers Day. Moving to the next slide. So next slide is about what is the current scenario in teaching world. So we all know that, India is a country since ancient time. We respect teaching, and teaching is a noble profession. We have so many traditions in which teachers are highly respected. But we will study this thing, that what is the current scenario of teaching profession, and what is the truth and reality behind the teaching profession, and is teachers are in good condition or in bad condition. We will discuss in further slide. So moving ahead. So we are going to discuss today's UDISE report, and this is UDISE plus report, and it is released by Ministry of Education, and this report is related to the education. So according to this report, India is home to 95 lakh teachers, and here we are discussing about the school teachers particularly, and among 95 lakhs we have around 48 lakh teachers in India that are employed in government school, and around 35 lakhs teachers who are employed in the private school. So we can see that there is a difference between government school teachers and private school teachers. So there is a high number of government teachers we have, and there is a very low number of the private teachers. Though we see that there are so many private schools, but the number is very less. And we can see that Uttar Pradesh is a state where we can find most number of the teachers. So nearly 15 lakh teachers are there in the Uttar Pradesh. And in the Union Territory of Lakshadweep, we can find that less number of the teachers. There is only 806 teachers. And this is very interesting fact about this teaching world, that, female teachers have outnumbered the male teachers. It means that we have 48.76 lakhs female teachers, and on the other hand, we have 46.30 lakhs of male teachers. So this is very interesting fact about the teaching world, where women participation has been increasing day by day. And on the other hand, 73.4% of the total teachers belongs to the rural India. It means that they teaches in a rural India. Moving ahead. So in terms of student teacher ratio, what we can see that in terms of primary school, we have 26.16 student. It means that in every 26 student we have one teacher, and in secondary we have 19.44. It means that on every 19 student we have one teacher, and in case of higher secondary we have 27.8. so this is not just very good pictures, especially in the higher education. So this is very grim picture of the higher education, and the average salary of teachers in India is around 3.3 lakhs per year, and average salary in the private school is around 1.2 lakhs per year. So we can see that there is a stark difference between private school teachers and the government school teachers. Private school teachers are highly low paid teachers. And in terms of the retirement, we can see that, the 60 age has been fixed for the retirement of the school teacher. It also varies from state to state. In few states it is 62, but in few states it is 60. So overall its average is 60. So moving ahead. So moving to the next slide. So what are the reasons for the less efficiency in the teachers, and why the teaching scenario is not a good in today's India? So the first reason is least availability of the basic resources. So we all know that if any engineer is working, he or she needs computer. So just like for the teachers, he or she needs a good classroom, and we can see that there is a very bad infrastructure, especially in rural areas of the school. So that shows that, there is a less efficient number of the teacher. The second is that pathetic infrastructure. We can see that there are so many schools who does not have even washroom and does not have even bench, desk to study. So we can see that there is a grim picture of infrastructure as well, and then no proper exposure to the internet and technology. Here we can see that, the teachers as well as students who have very less exposure to the internet and technology, and today's world internet is mandatory. And we can see that in coronavirus, especially in pandemic time, the students who belongs to the rural area or in the government school students, they got lots of difficulties because they are not aware about this internet technology. They don't have access of internet. Even the teachers don't have the access of internet. So this has created huge gap between the private schools and the government schools. And the media trials, we have often seen that, any media person going to the school and they started taking interview of the teachers, they started mocking the teachers. So this has straightened teaching as a profession. And then growth of disbelief in education system managed by the government, because so many people does not trust the government schools and government teachers, and they said that, the government teachers are very bad in knowledge, they don't teach students. So these kind of things are, diminishing the efficiency of the teachers. So moving ahead. So what the ICE report says on the teachers. So according to the ICE report 2020 to 2021, 16 lakhs teachers in higher education. So among all 95 lakhs, we have 16 lakhs teacher in the higher education, and 68.8% are male and 31.2% are female. So we had already discussed that, teaching as a whole profession in which women have outnumbered the male. But here we can see that there is a bad picture where male is 68.8%. On the other hand, females are not even half. It is just 31.2%. It means that in higher education, there is a less number of female teachers. And what other report says, that the report also states that 60.5% of the teachers in higher education institution have a PhD degree. It means that, in higher education, we have very efficient teachers, and 24.5% have a master's degree. It means that, they have a very good educational background and they are teachers. The report also highlights that the students teacher ratio in higher education is 26:1. So this is a not very satisfactory picture, but it can be regarded as a good thing in terms of India. So moving ahead. So today's practice question is, consider the following statement regarding UDSI plus report. It is released by United Nations. The second statement is, it is related to education. Which of the statement given above is are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. You have to answer this in the comment section. Moving to the mains question. Teaching is considered as a noble profession in India. However, the recent trend shows the inefficiency of teachers in India. Comment. So first of all, you have to give brief background of the teaching, and you have to go through the ancient background of the teaching, that we have Nalanda University, we have Vikramshila University, we have Udantpur University. So India is a hub of the teaching world, and from ancient times we are very eager about the teaching, not just to India but to the entire world. But in today's scenario, we can see that, teaching as a profession has been deteriorated and it has a very bad picture. And what are the reasons for the bad picture of the teaching? So the first thing is that, media trial We already had discussed all these reasons. Less faith on government schools. And then recruitment process, faulty recruitment process, because we can see that so many teachers are recruited on the political terms basis. This should not be related to the teaching, because teaching as a profession should not be politically motivated. On the other hand, we had also problem of this ad hoc and the contractual teachers, because if one teacher is recruited on a permanent basis, he or she is getting very good skill, and if one teacher is recruited on the contractual or ad hoc basis, they have a different kind of pay scale. So there is a difference between the ad hoc, contract and the permanent teachers. So permanent teachers are getting salary according to their needs and according to their eligibility. On the other hand, contractual and ad hoc teachers are not paid equally. So there is an unequal payment system. Also, the recruitment process is very faulty. On the other hand, the teachers are not technologically aware. And today's world, technology is very important. We don't have very smart classrooms. So it's all these factors which are making teaching as a profession very less attractive. So that's it for today's lecture. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.